All right, so today we're going to talk about customer satisfaction. There were some different points that we wanted to hit on with you guys, some results that we wanted to go over. The overall goal is to try to get the customer satisfaction rate higher. So we looked into some things, and there are different aspects that we are going to try to focus on in the future to get our overall customer satisfaction scores up. Um, but we just wanted to figure out what would be the most important aspects to hit on. So for our study, the demographic, um, we have it split between gender, age, education, and then lastly is just our overall satisfaction scores. So for male, we have 517 participants, which is 50.49%. Females is 488 participants, which is 47.66%. Non-binary is 11 participants with 1.07%, and other is 8 participants with 0.78%. So that's the spread for gender. Pretty much a 50-50 split between male and female, just a little bit more males in this case. For age, our average years old is 51.71 years old, with the minimum being 18 and the maximum being 95. So for our education levels, we split it between on a scale of 1 to 7, 1 being less than high school, 2 being high school, 3 is college, 4 is associates, 5 is bachelor's, 6 is a master's degree, and 7 is a PhD degree. So for number 1, which is less than high school, we have 86 participants. For high school, we have 337 participants. Some college is 148, associate's degrees 111, bachelor's degrees 234, master's is 70, and PhD is 38. So from this, we could see that most of our participants kind of are in the range from 2 to 5, which would be high school to bachelor's degree, with the most coming from a high school, and then the least being people with the bachelor's degree. So our overall satisfaction score, our average was a 4.29 with a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 7. So this is kind of where we wanted to focus on for the general idea of the study was the average overall satisfaction score and just seeing where we can target to increase those scores the most effective way. So for our following tests, we had the managers versus the non-managers. We wanted to see if there was a significant difference in call time between the managers and the non-managers. So for this test, we had 171 managers, and on average, their call time was about 7 minutes and 30 seconds. So for the non-managers, we had 583 employees, and 748 was the average call time for them. So only 18 seconds difference. And then when we ran the test, we got a P-score of 0.316 and an 8.4% effect size, showing that our findings suggest that there is no statistical difference or significant difference between the managers and the non-managers for call times. So the next thing we dove into was looking to see if the issues affected call time. And while doing so, we were able to see that there is a significant difference here. So the three main issues that we looked into was the speed issues, the battery lives, and unresponsive devices. So to kind of break down what's on the left a little easier, it's pretty much saying that the speed issues and the battery lives were both non-significant. Um, they were both pretty short in calls. As you can see, we have a 6.96 average call time and a 6.75 for speed and battery life. But as we go to unresponsive devices, it increases to a 9.18 average call time. So the key takeaway for this would be really to focus in on looking at the unresponsive devices and kind of training our staff to be able to get those issues resolved in a shorter amount of time, which should, at the end of the day, increase the customer satisfaction. Um, Not that you guys are bad people, but the customers would like their issues resolved as quickly as possible. Um, so unresponsive device times is something that we're going to look into in the future and try to just do better training and just have our employees have a overall better idea on how to tackle those situations when they come. Okay, so the next thing that we wanted to look into was the issues resolved versus the likelihood to use the product again. And then in this case, we are comparing the Mango Care members compared to the non-Mango Care members. So this all seems very, well, it might seem a little confusing. I tried to break it down to make it a little bit easier, and then I'll go over the graph right after. So we were looking to see if there's a significant interaction between them. So the issue resolution and Mango Care membership interact, predict customer loyalty with a B of negative 1.956 and a P of 0.001. Going through for the non-Mango Care members, the resolving issue significantly increased the likelihood of using Mango Care products with a B of 1.890 and a P less than 0.001, showing that those two are both very significant. For the Mango Care members, resolving issues does not significantly increase the likelihood of using Mango products with a B of negative 0.066 and a P is greater than a 0.05. So in conclusion, the Mango Care membership moderates the impact of issue resolution on customer loyalty. Issue resolution is critical for non-members, but has little effect on members. So to break this down, to make it just a little bit easier to understand, if we look at this graph here, we have it broken down into Mango Care and non-Mango Care members. So on the bottom here, we have the 0, 1. 0 is issues not resolved, and the 1 represents the issues resolved. So our two bars on the right are indicating that those two issues were resolved. The blue one is suggesting that he or she was not a Mango Care member, and the yellow one shows that they are a Mango Care member. So if we look over to our 0 section here where our issue was not resolved, we could see that if there is a Mango Care member whose issues were not resolved, they will still use the Mango Care products. However, if they are not a Mango Care member and their issue is not resolved, they are likely to not use the Mango Care um, products in the future. So what this is pretty much showing us is that we need to put in more focus on ensuring that if there is a Mango Care member or not a Mango, if there is a call of a customer who does not have Mango Care, it is very important to try to get that issue resolved. Doing so will result in a much higher chance that they would come back and use our products in the future. Um, so we will put more effort into making sure that we can resolve all these issues. And then this is our final slide here. We wanted to see if there was any key predictors of customer satisfactions. So we kind of broke this down into the 4 categories of manager, evaluation, efficacy, and commitment. So going through this, we could see that being a manager is not a significant predictor on the customer satisfaction scores with a B of, or the beta of 0.005 and a p-value of 0.860. So this shows that a manager will not, if you're a manager or you're not a manager, it does not impact the customer satisfaction score. For evaluations, the evaluations were also not a significant predictor with a beta of negative 0.008 and a p-value of 0.749. However, we do see that efficacy is a strong predictor with a beta of 0.404 and a p-value that is less than 0.001. And commitment is also a strong predictor with a beta of 0.277 and a p-value less than 0.001. So this shows us that evaluations and managing is, or being a manager is not something that we necessarily need to focus on. Evaluations are great in showing employee feedback, but however, the evaluation will not impact any customer satisfaction scores. So with this, we can try to spend a little time, more time focusing on the efficacy and commitment aspect, and the higher scores that we can get there will also increase the customer satisfaction scores as well. So that is all that I have, and thank you.